Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. We are happy and glad to connect with unsung heroes and several other individuals across the world, be it from any profession, any age. We really love to connect with them because we gain a lot of knowledge from them. The wisdom that they share makes a difference in our lives. And if you'd love to join us, you could join us on this beautiful platform where we connect and bond every single day with wonderful individuals. Today, we are being joined by a wonderful celebrity and guest all the way from Trivandrum, Kerala. Join us, friends, to welcome Dr. Abraham. He's here with us. We'll get to know about him a little more and what are the experiences and the adventures he had in his life till date and how his work could inspire you and how you could understand the focus of being a better individual. He's focused on NLP. Now, what is NLP? We'll get to know very clearly because Sir has a clear-cut concept in explaining the NLP factor. Hello, Sir, and welcome to the session.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for being here with us. It's a wonder and a pleasure and a moment of joy when somebody accepts the invitation to the International Fab Talks. Thank you very much. I go ahead and share your profile in a brief way, and then we go ahead.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Friends, Dr. Abraham was convinced quickly to join us because he believes in inspiring the youth. He would love to spread joy and peace across the world. Now, how? Let's get to know more about it. Friends, he's Dr.A. Abraham. He's completed his MD. He's a master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming. What is this neuro-linguistic programming? Many of you have half knowledge of it. Some of you have nil knowledge, and some of you would love to know more about it if you're new to it. So this is also called as NLP. He's a wonderful life coach, and he's the director of Mind Masters. So let's get to know about him, his journey, and how he has impacted this universe till date. Hello, sir, and welcome once again, Doctor.
Okay.
Doctor, now I've just shared a little about you in a very brief way, but people would love to know who the real Dr. A. Abraham is. Over to you, sir.
Right. There's nothing much to know about me. It's just that from early on, I realized that academically I'm very average. But one thing my father taught me is to never compare yourself to somebody else. In fact, I joined medicine because during my age, at our age, we didn't have so many choices as the kids have today. It's either engineering, medicine, or arts. Arts, my father wouldn't let me go because arts at that time was not a very subject with name. My father was finance secretary to state, and so he was one of those brainy kinds. But physics, chemistry, maths, I hate. I often wonder my father would have thought how he got a son like me because I never got more than 35% marks in my maths ever. So biology is okay because 2 + 2 can be 5 in biology. And also we didn't have any entrance exam, no NEET and all those exams at all. You get good marks, you get into medicine. And one other reason that made me chose medicine is that my desire to help other people. And also, don't laugh when I say this, our college, medical college Trivandrum, had the best cricket team in the state at that time. We had 5 Ranji Trophy players and 1 Indian player. So my schoolboy dream was to walk out with those guys. In fact, I joined medicine purely to play a part of the Trivandrum Medical College cricket team. Throughout my age, I realized that I was struggling. I couldn't remember facts, figures, formulas, and all the staff, teachers in my college kept me as a very average person. I was very lucky to pass the exam, and I was very lucky to get admission to All India Institute, which at that time was one of the topmost universities. I did my MD in dermatology, and when I passed my exam, in MD exam, my professor, I had a colleague of mine, junior colleague, who appeared with me. I appeared the second time, and he was failing. I was lucky, and so my professor shouted at the other colleague and told him even Abraham did very well. And that's how I realized that I may be average, but I'm okay. So one thing I learned in life is that never compare yourself to somebody else. Do the best you can, and that's all you can do. From there, I went on to the United Kingdom. I spent more than 15 years off and on. again, one thing I realized that we all have this, at that time at least, we had this impression that everything Europeans are the top and we are just average. When I went to UK, I realized one thing, we are as good as they are. And in fact, sometimes even better, because for the facilities you have, we had much better. And then I realized that I'm not going to let anybody put me down. And that is one thing that stood me instead. I learned a lot. My life in the United Kingdom taught me one thing, that you are as good as you are and never compare yourself. And more than that, I became a much broader person. My mindset became broader. I started appreciating what the people have. And then I came back to India. Then I went to Saudi Arabia for 5 years and then came back. And then eventually I went, my boss who liked me called me back. And till 1997, I was in the United Kingdom. During the last years of my stay in the United Kingdom, I came across a subject called neurolinguistic programming, because I used to go and attend all topics in the evenings to know more about other things. And when I did this course in neurolinguistic programming, I realized one thing, that the best way to help other people is to help them help themselves. It taught me how powerful my mind is, how much I am in charge of my own mind. And if I feel bad, it's because I let other people make me feel bad, not because I am bad. And that was a revelation. I was earning more than 7 lakhs at that time in 97, before most of these kids were born. And I was a consultant. Very difficult in the United Kingdom become a consultant without an MRCP. But I was lucky during that time. 97, I told my boss I'm going back home. And I resigned from my job and I came back. I don't have a job now. I have a pension from the UK, which looks after my. And now NLP has a very difficult life here, because one, there are a group of people who think NLP is pseudoscience. Okay, I'm saying that why get into the debate? NLP is just a methodology. It is related to psychology in a way, but it is not. Psychology is a well-established subject. But along with that well establishment, to me, there are some restrictions also, constraints because of the rules. That NLP has got that freedom, is that it is very simple, subtle, gives very simple explanations to behavior. And therefore, most of my students who come to my course are psychologists, and they all tell me one thing, doctor, we understood ourselves better. And we even understood psychology better. And our delivery of our therapy is easier because we have now understood the clients as well much better. To me, this is what NLP does. And therefore, to me, NLP complements all the forms of education. I think NLP should become part of curriculum in everything, because you first need to know how your mind works. Therefore, you understand how your mind works. Therefore, whatever you learn from then on, you work better. Recently, about 2 years ago, somebody called and said, Doctor, we are doing an upskilling seminar. I said, what is upskilling? Learning more facts. I said, do you know how your mind works? He said, oh, no. I said, first know how your mind works before you upskill. It's like putting a lot of apps on your mobile, but do not know how your mobile works. I'm sure we are now teaching and studying all this. I won't mention those names. All this organization which enable them to competitive exam, they're all about marks and passing exam, not about how to empower yourself. To me, NLP shows you very clearly shows you how your mind works, how you think, and how the way you think dictates your understanding, and how the way you understand dictates your behavior. To me, the biggest mistake we make is we try to change the behavior, leaving the thoughts the same. To me, leave the behavior alone, manage your thoughts better, then the understanding becomes better, and therefore the behavior automatically becomes better. I'll give a simple analogy. If you go to the supermarket, buy ingredients, and you come home, you cut them into pieces and according to the recipe of your grandmother or mother, and put them into a bowl. Okay, so if you take thoughts from outside, take it inside your mind, arrange it in a framework in your mind, and leave it there. Now, the moment you have an understanding, this understanding gives a meaning. You give it a meaning to the understanding. This is like you put the bowl on the cooker and you light a fire. You light the gas on. The moment you give a meaning to your understanding, it goes out of control because the water starts boiling, the ingredients start getting cooked. From then on, there's a point of no return. The moment you give meaning, your understanding changes, and therefore it becomes emotional. And it's this emotion that produces the behavior and your language and everything. And everybody tries to change behavior. To me, leave the behavior alone, go to the ingredients, buy better ingredients, mix it better before you light the gas, before you give meaning. This is basically what NLP is all about. To me, everything, it has changed my life so completely. I used to be one of the world's greatest introverts. Now, even now, when you came on this, I was a little nervous. But now I know once I start talking, I go into myself and I do my best. And if you don't have a good opinion, or the people who listen to me have no opinion, that's the way I am. I'm not bothered. People come to me and say, "Doctor, I feel bad." I said, "You feel bad because you're letting other people's opinion guide you." See, in the mind, there are two games we play. We have an inner game and an outer game. Outer games that you play every day. You go to school, you try to impress on your bosses, your professors. Exam is not the way you are. Exam is the way to just to pass the exam. Get marks and go into the next thing, right? Now, what happens is, if you really do your best, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. And therefore, the outer game, throughout our life, we are playing the outer game. We are trying to impress somebody else, how good you are, but all the rules are theirs. And we forget two games. Your mind is under your control. Your mind is like a 1 million GB neck-top PC. Okay, that's how powerful our mind is. But unfortunately, it comes without the driver software. This is the only PC that comes without an instruction manual. To me, NLP is like the instruction manual of the brain. Okay, the moment you understand this, then the moment you understand how powerful your mind is, and the moment you understand how to manage your own mind, then you can control your own mind. I can bet you, if you manage these two inner games of your mind, you can manage the outer game even better. What happens in schools and colleges is that kids go, they pass the entrance exam, they go into it, and they've been taught and taught and taught and taught to impress somebody else. Sometimes I see on LinkedIn, topper, gold medalist. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. They are good in studies and they got good marks. It doesn't make them a better psychologist or a doctor or a nurse or anybody, because that is behavior. Behavior has got nothing to do with marks. I'm sorry, with due respect to people who are brilliant in academics, I'm not talking about them, but that is not the interest. Unfortunately, the focus today is all about grades and marks. Even look at NLP. It's all about certification. People come to me, "Doctor, can I get a certificate?" I said, "Do you come to learn behavioral things, or do you want a certificate? If it's for certificate, go somewhere else. I will teach you and I'll give you a certificate. But don't come to me for certification." To me, it has changed my life completely. And the interesting thing is that if you know neurolinguistic programming, to me, I'm very biased. Please take my words with a large pinch of salt. If you understanding, you start understanding the other people. And therefore, now if I am communicating with you, I may be the best communicator in the world, but if you don't understand, what's the point? But if I can understand you, even now, Andrea, you're giving me a lot of clues, which you do not know you're giving me. The way you move your head, the way you move your eyes, the words that you use are giving me clues of how you process information. If I have noticed that, then I can change the way I communicate to suit your mode of processing. And therefore, you understand better. At the end of the day, NLP is a receiver-oriented communication. Doesn't matter how good you are, if you listen and doesn't understand, there's no point. Number two, why do I make you understand? Because at the end of the day, you have an outcome. Can you understand? You have an outcome, I have an outcome. I have an outcome to make you understand this thing. You have an outcome to listening to me. Most communication, they communicate for the sake of communicating. There is no outcome. I say something and after some time, "Oh, that Andrea, I don't know, she doesn't seem to understand." She didn't understand because you did not speak the way Andrea understood, because I was just speaking. And if you look at most classes, teachers just teach. People just speak. What's the point? But if you can notice people's facial expression, that's why when I do online sessions, I tell them that your video must be on, because I need to see your facial expressions. Because now I know how you process information. I've got lots of contacts on LinkedIn and Facebook and all that. A lot of people call me for talking. And sometimes when I say things, they say, Doctor, how do you know all these things about us? We have not even met. I said, I notice the words that you use. I notice your facial expressions. I notice other things. And I said, is that true? Yes. People come and say, Doctor, I'm so confused. I said, brilliant. What is so brilliant about being confused? I said, you have got lots of thoughts. Now you understand what is your aim in life and arrange his thoughts according to his priority. Now the thought is brilliant that you have thought, you only need to arrange it. It's just like you have butterflies in your stomach, but you have an outcome, the butterflies fly in formation. Okay? So it has made things very clear to me. And I sometimes regret having given up my career because it's lots of money. I don't have money now. Whatever I get in my sessions, I don't use it in my personal use. I've got a pension, but sometimes things are tight. But the satisfaction I get when if I take a session for 5 or 10 people, if I can make 1 or 2 people say, Doctor, you changed my life, that's good enough. I cannot change life, but I can make them. I've been helping a lot of people, but that is why I was very, I don't advertise myself at all. I don't want to. People who come to my session should come because they want to listen to me and they want to listen to the way I teach neuro-linguistic programming. Now in NLP, you have level 1 basic and level 2 practitioner, master practitioner, master trainer. After master practitioner, I decided that's it. I know enough. And therefore, it's all about using this to understand. It's used in everybody, to me, should know how your mind works before you start using that mind for further education. Basically, that's what NLP is. And in therapy, this is the biggest point. Sometimes, if you come to me with a problem, my solution need not work for you. But if I can enable you to understand, Andrea, this is how you were thinking, and that's why you have a problem. The problem is always inside your mind, which is reflected in the behavior. Now, if I can empower you to understand how you very intelligently create the problem inside your mind, and then you can make changes. So I enable you to become your own therapist. To me, that is how you should do therapy. Life coaching, again, is big business. But I should enable you to become your own life coach, because only you know yourself better than anybody else. I ask people, who's your best friend? If I ask you who's your best friend, you think about somebody else. That's the biggest mistake you make. The best friend is you. Nobody knows you better than anybody else in the world. Nobody can love you. So sometimes when I ask people who's your best friend, I tell them to write it on the paper. Then I ask, how many of you wrote somebody else's name? And then I said, okay, give me a mobile. I put it on camera, self, and then give it back to them. I said, this is your best friend. And some of them cry because they suddenly realize, my God, this is my best friend, and I ignored them. So basically, this is what I do. I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Excellent, sir. That's really wonderful. I like the way that you introduced yourself and you gave a clear-cut concept of how one should take care of one's mind and how they can be in control of their life. That's really wonderful. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and views in a very beautiful way, in a very simple way for people to understand. You focused on NLP as well. That's really very nice. Now, sir, I'd like you to share, like, when did this journey of yours begin with regard to NLP? When did you transform from being a medical doctor into the field of NLP and a life coach?
Okay.
When did this transition happen?
Like I said, from the beginning, I was always struggling with medicine. Okay. So when I did my MD, I realized that's it. I'm not going to do anything more. All my in-laws and everybody wanted, oh, you go to UK, get MRCP. I decided there's no way I'm going to do any more post-graduation. I had enough of studies. I went to UK to gain experience. And therefore, like I said, I always love helping people. I used to get too attached to my patients. And I was beginning to become a nuisance. I used to give people money. And I lost a lot. I've lost more than 1.5 crores helping other people. At least I lost it helping other people. And so this passion or the obsession of mine to help other people was destroying my life. So I always used to go in the UK. They have an evening education system. That's a brilliant thing. After 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, all universities open the door for sessions. Like you can have a NLP psychology session, or maybe I can cooking classes. Everything it's called evening classes. So I used to go for all the sessions which is related. So I was very fascinated in something called self-hypnosis. Okay. And so when I went to the session self-hypnosis, they kept talking about the called neuro-linguistic programming. I read some books, didn't understand much. Then I went for an introductory session, and then I went for a 6 months course. During the course, I realized that this is what I want to rest of my life. I want to empower other people. It made me understand that, see, till then I thought I was a very ordinary person. Okay, I'm still am. But I realized that I am like anybody else. Only thing is I process information differently. And therefore, if you are better than me, I'm not jealous anymore. But I realize, okay, what can I learn from Andrea? And therefore, I realized that everybody, even my enemy, your enemy is your best friend, because enemy teaches you a lot of things nobody else will teach you. So during the course of this, I realized the best way to help other people is help them help themselves. And I knew that I want to come back to India and help. And my boss, the English chap, was very fond of me. And he was very upset that I was leaving such a lucrative job. And basically, Indians who go to the United Kingdom, they work very hard. Okay. I'm not talking about others that don't work harder, and therefore, this guy was so dependent on, because I used to do extra sessions without any extra remuneration. To me, working was important. And so, but he realized that I had to return. So I came back to India. And that was a big shock for me, because when I came back, nobody is interested. I wasted a lot of time trying to influence the universities. I went to the government. I talked to them, I can do this. Oh, you give us a proposal, let us look into this. So I was struggling, but I kept conducting short sessions. And I went to Australia. Now in NLP, there are two major groups. There is the Richard Bandler's group and a neurosemantic group. I learned from Richard Bandler's group. And then by 2005, I went to Australia because I went to Dubai and did some sessions for the Emirates. And they gave me a free ticket to Australia and back. So I went to Australia, did a course with the neurosemantic group, and they call it meta NLP. So my practitioner is in regular NLP, and my master practitioner is in meta NLP. But what I understood was there were two different views of looking at the same subjects. I took good things from each other and mixed it up together. And what I teach has got principles NLP, but I add even things which are not really NLP into this, because at the end of the day, I want people to understand how powerful the mind is, how much they have taken the mind for granted, so that they become victims of other people's mechanization. From the day you are born, people are telling you what to do. Your parents, then your society. Religion to me is the biggest culprit. I'm sorry to say this about controlling you. Then politics. So, if you see in the movie Matrix about an artificial intelligence system where some powerful artificial intelligence system was controlling you. Keanu Reeves, the main character, took a red pill and became he started realizing it better, and that's they want to kill you. If you look at life, our life is controlled by everything. You have Aadhaar, you got this. I'm not blaming anybody, but isn't there a lot more rules than anything else? Even if you want, everything is controlled by And now with all this artificial intelligence becoming worse, your life is not yours anymore. It is now so crucial that the young people in this today realize that I have to become my own master. For that, I need to understand how my mind works and master my mind. It's just like driving in a car, but the steering wheel should be in your hand. Okay. Now, NLP gives you the wherewithal to manage your own life. And once you learn that, everything else becomes easier. Okay. You look at medical profession. I'm a medical doctor. I'm sad to say how medical profession has become, with all these advances, it has become so commercial, so impersonal, and so technically advanced that moment you walk into a hospital, you are a number. You are no longer Andrea. You are given a number, and from then on, it's all numbers, right? And you become a diagnosis for further test. So when I go, one of the biggest private hospitals in Trivandrum is owned by a classmate of mine. So he told me, Doctor, I'm called Nebu. He said, Nebu, can you come and help us? I said, I'll come and help you, but I will start from the bottom. I start with the receptionist, take the hospital aides, because they are the first people a patient meets. So I talk to them about how patient. I told every person that the person who walks towards you is somebody's father, mother, sister, or brother. So if you feel offended, just think how, if that person was a father, would you feel offended? And so it's like perceptual positioning, putting yourself in the other person's point of view. And then towards the end, I was taking sessions for residents. I said, I will not take class of senior doctors because we senior doctors won't listen to anybody else. I'm sorry, I'm not generalizing. And I told residents, you may be the best doctor in the world, you might best diagnosis, you might cure the patient, but if there is no healing, you're not achieved a fact. Because if you look at most medical profession, there is no healing. It's only diagnosis and treatment. Okay. I come to you as a doctor because I'm feeling upset. Now you may diagnose and treat me, give me all the right medicines, but if you don't make me feel happy, 60% of why I came is gone. And therefore, sometimes the person who does more therapy is the receptionist, or maybe the security guard who allowed you to park your car. Okay, so when I did a session in Pushpanjali Hospital, now it's Max Hospital, I took sessions for the cleaners and the security guard, and one cleaner fell on my feet and said, "Doctor Saab, मुझे पता नहीं था मुझसे इतना हो सकता है." That's how powerful. He said, I never realized that I could do so much to a patient, a cleaner, because they bring you water, clean your room. Everybody in the profession needs to be proud that they play a part. But we have this feeling that only doctors are important, everybody. When we go to in the UK, when you go for rounds, pharmacists, receptionists, pharmacists, physiotherapists, everybody comes and the consultant will ask them, can I give this medicine? If the pharmacist says no, you cannot give the medicine. You have to find an alternative. It's a discussion. In India, most of the time, the doctor decides, everybody else follows. And that is a sad part. And nowadays, with all this computerization, you go to a doctor, he's not even looking at you. He's just typing. What's the point? When we started medicine, we used to touch patients. We used to take the pulse. We used to do something called percussion. We used to diagnose and then send for test. Now you are not needed. How can you do online consultation? I have no idea. Because you have facial expression. You must feel that I have seen you. I've touched you. Okay. Nowadays, young doctors come and say, Doctor, we get 3 minutes per patient. How can we do all this? I said, 3 minutes. 1 minute you listen to the patient. Let the patient feel that you have listened for 1 minute. Believe me, 2 minutes more than enough, because the patient will now know this doctor is listening to me. And then the patient, see, if you look at any patient, what I say is not, you don't listen. Therefore, what you say, I don't listen. You give me a piece of paper, I go to the pharmacy. Pharmacy says number 30, I go to 30 counter and I get, nobody has spoken to me at all. The doctor doesn't even know I exist. He just knows a number. He looked at all the scans and everything and is prescribed. I'm glad I gave up my medical because I said I don't want to be part of this anymore. I'm a shareholder, a director of one of the hospitals in Trivandrum. I don't go there. I don't go to work. Most of my classmates are multimillionaires. I don't have money, but the pension is good enough because you can never have enough money. So my idea is when I see all these youngsters cramming for money and cramming for posts and cramming for marks, and you go to all these tuition centers and buy. I won't mention anymore. Look at the amount of suicides happening among these. Recently, I went to IIT Kanpur because the students called me and said, "Doctor, we want you to speak to our students," because the tension is tremendous among the students. And these are all supposed to be the most brainy people in society. But you should go there to see the tension they have. And to me, the student who took me, why aren't we not doing this? I really don't understand. So in my small way, I try my best, but I can't advertise. I don't want to do this. When a lot of people said, "Doctor, we will digitalize this, we'll do this, we'll put you this, we'll put you on TV." I said, no. That's why when you first called me, I hesitated. Is this for marketing? Then I don't want. Okay.
Yes, doctor. You shared that so well. You really opened our eyes and you made it very clear as to how we should focus on our inner selves, on be in control of our mind. And as you also mentioned that the medical sector is being commercialized a lot to a very large extent. And sometimes it's unbelievable. You've also mentioned online consultation, and sometimes even the doctor doesn't speak to you. Just, and they're quite rude also when they speak to you. They don't even clarify your doubts, or maybe when you talk to somebody in the right way or listen to somebody in the right way, you heal the person more than the tablets.
That's why some of the quack doctors are so brilliant. Okay. One of my doctors, they are given targets. You have to do so many surgeries. You have got to do so many tests. You must earn so much of money for us in a month. Incredible. One of my friends, she is probably one of the best in her department. I won't say the the department on a top, and she has never practiced because she said, "I can't practice with targets." And the Indian medical service, I lost one of the best in their department because every hospital she goes after she finished her retired, they gave her target. I said, "I can't work with targets." In fact, I also realized that I'm not good enough because I'm very conservative. If there is no medicine needed, I used to tell the patient, "Please don't apply medicine. Medicine is more difficult." "No, doctor, you must give me some medicine." And you go to some other hospital, they'll give you 10. And absolutely useless. It's the pharmaceutical industry that gains. Do you know the pharmaceutical industry makes more diseases than, sorry for saying this, sometimes they produce more diseases than they cure. It's all business. Politics is life is business. And to me, NLP is so crucial now because I'm so sad the youngsters are being taken for a ride. And it has become made worse by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is fantastic, but is being misused more than being used. Okay.
Yes, doctor. You've been speaking very well. You've opened our eyes and you've spoken something which many of them wouldn't have spoken. Like, you're from the medical field and speaking on justice and honesty, to give an open and honest communication to the world that, yes, this is what goes on and should not be like that. There should be a lot of clarity and transparency. We've experienced a lot
There
of
are
that.
a lot of fantastic doctors. I know. There are a lot of fantastic doctors, but even they are being pressurized to do these things. That's the point.
Yes.
The question, that trauma becomes a learning experience. It's not a traumatic experience anymore. It becomes a learning experience. Once you take the learning, that traumatic experience loses its power a little bit, right? See, if you say traumatic experience, it's a bad experience. But moment you say it's a learning experience, the traumatic experience becomes a little less. Okay. Second thing is you should tell the experience, thank you very much for teaching me this. And therefore, in 2 words, I know it's very easy for me to say, but in 2 words, you made that into, and then you put it into a waste paper basket, light some fire, and throw it off. And then with this learning, now the next best thing is do is, it's good. It's always good to talk about mourn bad experience, the traumatic, mourn about it. You can write books on movies and everything. That's not good enough. You should ask yourself, what is that I want to be? Now, it's not about I want to be a good doctor. There's a book called Stephen Covey written a fantastic book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. NLP has got 2 major things there. First is understand yourself. Seek first to understand before you understand anybody else. That is how what NLP is, empowers you, self-empowerment. Number 2 is say start with the end in mind. Now, if you want to be an engineer, I wanted to I want these kids to think about what will they see, hear, and feel if they have become the best engineer in the world and created a dramatic dream-like project, what they will see, hear, and feel, experience that in fantasy. When they experience that in fantasy, a desire is created. When the desire is created, now even if you come back to present, the desire is inside your mind. It now creates a vacuum. I mean, it creates a vacuum. Now, even though you're presently now, your subconscious mind will say, hey, I want to be there. So what we are saying is, understand yourself, then go to the other end, create a desire, and then from then on, your mind will start working towards the desire. Now, you may not be what you dreamed, but it'll take you much further. Because without a dream, people have lost the art of dreaming. I'm not talking about dreams that you have when you sleep. I'm talking about dreams that you have to create in your mind. Like in our mind, there's a thing called the reticular activating system. It's like the GPS of your mind. If you Google, you don't say Google and get me some facts. You say Google on NLP, right? That means you have given NLP and your reticular action system will go into your unconscious mind, start collecting data which you already had but you were not aware, and bring it to your conscious awareness. Just like when you order an Uber, you get a destination. The destination enable the Uber app to produce shortcuts, isn't it? So 2 things, learn from your past, create a dream, create a desire, and I can bet you this past will give you enough ammunition and the desire will prompt you. Because people are now obsessed with learning, studying. I said, at the end of the day, when you become the best engineer, what is going to happen? I give a very crude example. Imagine it's your funeral and your friend is talking to you on your funeral. What do you want that person to say about you? How do you want to be known? That should be your dream. Why wait till you die? So 2 things, learn from your past, create a dream, and don't say too much in the present. But present is where you do the cooking. But the cooking should be decided by your dream. You should know what curry you're going to make and if I make a curry, I must imagine the taste of my curry and how I will enjoy it. Then the curry process will become even better. But if you do not know how the curry tastes, then when I make curry, it won't be that good. And I have no motivation. I know, oh, this is going to happen. And I understand. So these are the 2 basic things you need.
Yes, doctor. Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you very much. Doctor, nowadays the youngsters are facing a lot of heartbreaks and they're unable to take it. Because earlier, the youngsters were married off at a very young age. Nowadays, they are having the freedom to choose their partners. In almost all religious setups and communities, they have become a little more liberal.
Yeah.
And so the age of marriage has been postponed it to a later
Yeah.
stage. Now, in between this time, many of the youngsters are into relationships
Yeah.
and facing a lot of breakup as well. And the girls, they go on, move on in life. Most of them, they get married and get settled with their partners selected by their parents or themselves too. But then there are these boys, the youth, the boys, they're unable to overcome the breakup and they become violent or they go into depression. Recently, we had a case in India where one of the boy, attacked the girl who just said no to him.
You can see
And
a lot of that.
there are other boys who I have seen, or the other men I have seen, like the youth, the male members, they go into depression. They shut off from the entire world, complete depression. They suffer within themselves and unable to overcome the breakup. Now, I don't know if I'm right or wrong to ask you this question, but I'd like you to share your view as a life coach, as an NLP practitioner. How could we help these youngsters, especially the boys, the male members, to accept a no from a girl and to move on in life? What is the best way?
Honestly, I'm not the right person to answer because I belong to the fossil age. You know, I saw only one. It's arranged marriage. I saw only one girl, and to me, I could not say to anybody else that this girl is not good enough for me because I don't know. I've seen her for the first time. It's not like you go to buy a cattle or anything. You're seeing a human being. So my brother asked me, my father died by that. My brother asked me, "Is this girl okay?" I said, "What do you expect me to say? She's a girl, and how can I say she's okay or not? Who am I to decide?" And frankly speaking, it was a wrong choice for me. I'm still married to her. Okay. If I had known my wife before, I would not have married her. We're complete opposite in everything. But I have made a commitment to her father. I look after her. And that's the way it is. The problem I have, nowadays it has become so. When I went to England, my English friends, you asked me, how can you marry somebody you don't even know? I looked around, all my colleagues are married somebody they like, and all of them divorced. Okay, we had no choice. There's no, in our generation, divorce is not even, you can't even think about it. Now, we have learned all the wrong things from Western society. To me, the biggest problem is we have no mutual respect. See, we have lost the art of loving people. This word called SCX, that three-letter word has spoiled everything. To me, again, I may be wrong. To me, if I fall in, again, people say I said never fall in love, stand up and love. Love somebody else, and if the girl says no, why do you want to live with a girl who doesn't want to be with you? You should say, thank goodness. You said no. Because now I can go and after a girl who go and be with a girl who wants to be with me. They should want to be with each other. And I know there is a saying that we are perfect in our imperfections. Okay, you have lots of perfections. You're very graceful and a lot of perfection. I'm sure there are little imperfections that completes you who you are. And therefore, what I tell these youngsters that look at what is good in the other person. And if you cannot get along with that, be honest. Tell her, look, I can't get along with you. That's it. Otherwise, you're spoiling both people's life. See, obsession, possessiveness is very bad. If I take a bird and I hold the bird like the bird will die, if I have a girlfriend, I must be let that girl stand on my palm, fly away and come back if she wants to come back. Otherwise, she doesn't deserve me and I don't deserve her either. This is very difficult to convince these kids. Unless they're convinced, if I'm obsessed with somebody else, that shows that you have no respect for you. How can I say, let's take you and me. How can I say that without you, I cannot live? That's wrong. I should be able to live with myself and be myself. And if somebody else comes, it complements me. It cannot be part of me. We have all these obsessions, and nowadays the YouTube, these kids know more about sex and other things. And that's why I remember yesterday I talked about seduction and flirting. Seduction and flirting, we always think about sex. But if in a beautiful relations, we do seduce, we do flirting. That is the beautiful part of seduction and flirting, because without seduction and flirting, we have to tease each other people a bit. We have to, you meet a girl, the word seduction, again, I'm using it with a lot of ifs. It is a beautiful way of seduction, okay? Because you respect her and you want her to be part of you, not for using the other person. Okay, we are all things are so easy. They think it's about how they see in the movies that's going to happen in life. It doesn't. And then society makes it worse. Religion makes it worse. All this, I won't. Nowadays, I must be very careful what I say, because some of these words can be misinterpreted. But I get into trouble because I expose myself. I believe in God. I believe there's only one God. We all pray in different ways to the same God. And that's the way it is. I don't go to church nowadays because it's all stereotype praying. Okay. I won't talk about our religion. I'm a Christian by birth, so that's the way it is. And my wife will say that you are not going to church. I say, look, you go to church and you are always gossiping. I sit here and I help other people on a Sunday. Because in the Bible, it says that in Sabbath, if your goat falls in a well, you must rescue it. So it doesn't matter, it's a Sunday, I won't do anything else. To me, helping other people is the best prayer in the world. I've got lots of problems in my personal life, but I look at what I have and eventually, but sometimes I regret people who have hurt me and cheated me are the ones who I've helped the most. That I sometimes can't understand. But then there are people who help me as well.
Yes, doctor, I get that. The people who we have helped a lot, who we have sacrificed so many things for to just see happiness on their face, are the ones who hurt us the most. That I agree with you from personal experiences. And of course, people being sharing their thoughts and views with us. That's really very true.
Yeah.
I get that point, yes. So, doctor, now I'd like you to just share your thoughts and views with regard to all the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained till date. Now, there are youngsters unable to get a job, even though they are highly educated. And yes, the job market is very low in India and in several other countries, and they are struggling to get hold of a good job. I would like you to give them a word of encouragement.
See, we are trying to get a job. So I always tell salespeople that do not sell your product, make them want to buy from you. If you believe in yourself and go to the interview, and you should go there as if you say that this is me, this is my qualification, I'll do the best I can. If you want a good person, hire me. Not that give me a job. If they don't want to, they can't appreciate you who you are, then they don't deserve you. I know it's very easy for me to say, but then a lot of people, they're studying just to get the job. They have no self-belief. So if you have self-belief, when you sit in front of an interviewer, they will notice you're sitting differently. You seem confident. And then the person should be that I want this guy working for me. Rather than somebody who sits like this and say, somehow get me a job. The people come to a job and they say, doctor, oh, I'll do anything you want. I mean, the guy who do anything is the most useless person because he'll do anything, but he won't do anything the best. So you do the best you can, get all the money, go for an interview. Go for the interview to show who you are. And if they want to select you, let them select you because of what they think about you and not about what you are going to show them. Because you can never, whatever I can never convince you. Whatever I say, you have to believe what I say. And to make you believe what I say, you must be curious. Why is this doctor not telling me everything? And therefore, the curiosity should come for the person who's hiring you. If you keep blabbering, then the moment you blabber, they'll shut the ears off. They're not listening to you anymore because they are going to select some people. And for them, give them a chance to look at you before you start blabbering it. Okay? I don't know. I'm again the wrong person to ask because I've never been out of a job.
I get
I
that.
resigned.
I get that. Now, doctor, would you like to share an incident or an anecdote when you were a youngster? We'd love to know about your journey. Could you just take yourself back before you become a teenager, below the age of 13? Any incident you remember?
I'm the youngest in my family. I was my mom's pet. My mom, I've never been exposed to real life, and I really didn't mature till I even passed my MBBS. Till then, even then, I was staying in my house all the time, and to me, I lost a lot of it, but because I was very protected. And all six in my family, the youngest, my elder. By the time I passed school, my eldest brother had already got a job, and so it's age wise also I was very young, and therefore I was a tender kid who had no knowledge, no wherewithal, and therefore to me I struggled a lot. I think my problem was because I've been given I was overprotected. And so I didn't learn. Kids nowadays are not that overprotective because life bulges into them. In our time, it was not like that. And therefore, so I used to be taken advantage of by a lot of people. Even adult life, that became a part because I used to be very trusting. And because I couldn't understand people who can be crooks. And now it's not. Even now I've been scammed. So now even marks, all this Google Pay, everything I've taken off because I'm not very good at all this. I could think. So I still believe in this cash in hand because at least it's there. Um, my my younger age, I suffered because I was overprotected. So I became an adult only after I started talking to girls when I came to Delhi for the first time. Till then I never used to even talk to girls. In Delhi, it was a big shock. Suddenly, it's a completely different world altogether, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And so by the time I finished my MD, I became better. UK was, so I think I'm 78 years old. I still haven't completely grown up. So you're talking wrong person.
I know I'd like to know any incident that you remember, either with your mom or you bunked schools, or then something, either you dropped something or you were lost when you were young, below the age of 13, like before you enter your teens. Anything you remember? Any
No,
anecdote?
no, I don't think so. No, not really. I
As
can't.
you were mom's pet, did your other siblings get jealous of you?
To a certain extent, remember when we had thunder or lightning, my mom used to be frightened. So my mom used to take me. We had a paddy field. So we had a small wooden room where we used to store paddy. My mom used to take me, go inside with me, only me, protecting me from the thunder and lightning. But my mom comes from Central Travancore. We had a peculiar dress. There's a tail lighting of the dress in the back. This I remember mobile towel. Um, I when I passed my MBBS, my father was very strict. So my brothers learned driving in the night when my father was sleeping. They used to take the car out and drive. When I passed my MBBS, my father gave me the new car to learn driving, which to my brothers they were shocked. He said he gave his new car to him to drive because my mom said he is the only one who studied. My two other brothers didn't study much. They got into jobs very quickly. So I was the only one who studied. But I studied because that's only I was smothered by my sisters, my elder two brothers, then the three sisters, and me. And I was probably a little feminine because I was surrounded by girls. So I suffered because of that as well, to a certain extent. Maybe girls like me because I was feminine.
You're soft-hearted and gentle and polite. You're a gentleman. People,
Everybody is gentle.
certain people quite rude, quite harsh. We look at people who are soft-natured, who can speak and respect the other person. So then that is one important thing.
Yeah, sometimes when I, even now when I go to the airport and I see somebody, I step back, allow them to pass, they look at me as if this is guy mad, stepping back because they brush a car. You go to lift opens, I stay back, let the people come out. People are rushing in. So,
Yes, doctor. Doctor,
hmm.
how would you want people to remember you? We all have to leave this planet one fine day. And when we are no more here, how should people remember Dr. Abraham?
I want to be written on my tombstone that he made me think about myself.
Wow.
That's all. This is what I ask people also. What do you want to be written on a tombstone? That should be a dream. I have saved a couple of people who almost committed suicide, and they are all now top jobs. Because I showed them what affection is, that you can become very affectionate and very caring without having a relationship. See, even why shouldn't I have a relationship? Because now if you say relationship, it has got some other meaning. We can't even speak normally. If I say, I love you, huh? I said, don't you love your child? Don't you love your mother? That's the way you should love your friends. How come you cannot love your friend? Because the word sex comes in the mark.
Yes, doctor, I get that. Doctor, what is that one thing you love about Abraham?
Honest, your core, and caring. There's been a disadvantage also. I hate lies, and I hate people who lie. Sorry, I should not say word hate. I dislike being lied.
Yes, doctor, I get that. Doctor, now if you were given a chance or an opportunity to relive somebody's life, just for a few moments.
No way. Just
No
me.
way. Imagine this is a project work that we give you. We hand over a time machine in your hand and ask you to click the button that would take you into the past era for just a few days, maybe a few weeks as well. And there you have to go and relive somebody's life and return back. If this was just a project work given to you, an assignment.
Better Abraham.
How sweet.
I can't think somebody else's. That's the way I make a difference, because I'm different, because to me, I've got so much to do to better my own life rather than be somebody else. This is again one of the reasons why I can't. To me, I can't appreciate the overemphasis on celebrities and sports people.
Very true.
Okay? If you look at newspaper, I don't watch IPL. To me, I might get killed by some of your listeners. I don't like IPL because I'm a traditional cricketer. IPL, to me, has spoiled cricket because it's all about money and glamour. Okay, while the farmers walked 20 miles to the field, she came in a helicopter. I won't say the name. I know you might realize who I'm talking about.
Yes.
You put some leaves there and you clean, and you say, I'm cleaning the street.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, is there anything else that angers you?
When people are frauds.
What brings a smile to your face?
When I see happiness, genuinity. So sometimes I fantasize. When I can't see, I fantasize a lot. When I can't sleep, I fantasize. Even being with a gorgeous girl, what does it matter? I don't hurt anybody. Sometimes we fantasize that somebody's called me to United States. In fact, it happened. I got a message once from a fairly rich family in the United States. They said, I saw your profile. I want somebody I can talk to. So we talked, and that person's okay now. But thing is this, I like to be the person that anybody can call and talk to. where you will be listened to without being judged. A lot of our therapists and other people are, the moment you come to me, you become a victim or a patient or you are a human being. See, William Osler said, a patient is a human being who has a disease. A patient is not the disease. We sometimes mistake. We treat the disease and forget the human being.
Yes, doctor. I get that. Doctor, your proudest accomplishment till date?
I don't know. I don't grade like that, so I'm not sure. No. Everything has got its own values on it. When people come and tell me, Doctor, you made a change in my life, I've got every time I take classes that even now, people I have known 10, 15 years, 20 years, we keep in touch on WhatsApp. I've got a big list. But they say, you're the only one who responds immediately. And therefore, my proudest moment is every time one of the person contacts me and they say, oh, you changed my life. That's it. So I can't say one proud moment. Then I'm comparing. If I say one is proud, the other has to be lower. To me, each of them has his own value depending upon the time. One of the proudest moments being interviewed by you. Why not?
Awesome. That's really nice. You're so kind and humble. You give respect to everyone. And that's really nice. Thank you very much. Now, doctor, do you have a love for pets as well?
I love dogs because they're very kind. I can't stand cats. I'm sorry, I don't hate them, but I used to be phobic of cats. So cats, they cling to you, which I don't like. Dogs are, to me, much more lovable. They give love. Cats don't give love, they take love. Sorry, all cat lovers may kill me because
I'm a cat person.
yeah. To me, cats demand love. Dogs give. And to me, I love dogs, but I can't keep dogs these days because you need if you take a pet, you must take care of the pet. I don't have the wherewithal to do that. You have to have a servant to look at, buy things, and that at the moment the circumstances don't allow. That's why I don't keep pets. But I've got a lot of land around, so I see a lot of these birds. There's a bird. We have a cherry tree next to my, and usually these two birds come and have a fight. Their boyfriend and girlfriend over which fruit to have. So a lot of birds around. So you can hear them.
Doctor, I mean, do you love traveling too? Have you been traveling?
No, I don't like traveling. I will travel if I have an NLP session. I hate traveling. In fact, one of the reasons my daughter is in Atlanta. I don't like to go to United States because in the United States, either unless you drive or you are going to see places, no use. I don't drive. I hate seeing places. I've been in UK for 15 years. I've not seen Paris. I was in Delhi for 4 years. I saw Taj Mahal on the last day before we came back. So traveling, I don't like at all. But I will travel. I just been to Kanpur because I was doing an NLP session, which I thought I will be helping her.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, now, have you ever come across any wild animal or a reptile while you were commuting from one place to another?
Not when commuting. There are a lot of reptiles in my garden, my place around. You can see snakes going around.
I mean, have you suddenly come across one while you were just walking or something like that?
Yeah. I think that the snake is frightened of me. I always wonder what is the snake thinking about me then. So I changed the way. So sometimes my wife is horrified when I start smiling because I saw a snake and he said, "You're smiling." I said, "The snake thought, oh, this bloody fellow, I'm not going to bother waiting." That's probably what the snake thought. I don't like clinging things. Like, there are a lot of spiders in the house. A lot of these, what is that thing? Lizards, not lizard, the small yellow one. Lizard, isn't it? A lot of them in the. So I'm in a sort of a jungle. My zoo is just opposite to our house.
Mhm.
So Google mistaked the house for the zoo, and I asked the person who came, I said, "Did you see me?" I thought maybe this must be the zoo. I look like a monkey anyway.
Yes, doctor.
Educated. Everybody reads the newspaper. But the problem with us is that we are too educated or too knowledgeable for our own good. If I can get.
Thank you for sharing, doctor. Thank you. Now, one last major question with regard to forgiving people. There are many people who have hurt you, who have hurt me, who have hurt even each one of you out there too. Now, let us focus on forgiveness. Now, according to you, what does forgiveness mean? And how would you rate yourself?
To me, I think forgiveness is overrated. Who am I to forgive you?
Wow.
If you do something to me, if you hurt me, it's because I allowed you to hurt me. Hurt occurs within me. You cannot hurt me. You did something which hurt me because I allowed you to hurt me. And then if I allowed you to hurt me, why should I forgive? I forgive you because I want to be superior to you. That's not nice. I don't think forgiveness, there's a word called forgiveness, because who are you to forgive somebody else? I allowed you to hurt me, so why should I forgive you? You did what you do, and that's who you are. I didn't recognize that, and I allowed you to then say, "Oh, I forgive you." As if it's patronizing, too patronizing for my own liking. So I don't forgive people. I just let go. In fact, the Beatles, have you heard about the group Beatles?
Yes.
There's a song called "Let It Be." I always tell people, just let it be, let go, get on with your life. And why should I bother about? If you have hurt me, why should I bother about forgiving you? Then I'm giving you more importance to somebody who hurt me. I said, what did I learn from that? You can just be careful about Andrea. That's it. Then get on with my life. Andrea can keep on hurting me, but it's not affecting me anymore. You can hurt me the whole life. You can spoil your whole life trying to hurt me. But if I'm not bothered, you're wasting your time. Huh?
Wow, that's wonderful. Beautiful way to share that. Excellent. Doctor.
I told you I'm mad. But normal is boring.
You're a wonderful person. I am very interested in sharing the space with you. Today, like getting to know your thought process and getting to know how you view the world and how you've been living your life with a lot of honesty till date. That's really very nice. You're a very interesting individual I've met till date on this platform. One of the interesting guests and celebrities here. Doctor, now with regard to food, one more last question.
I've got all the time. Take it.
With regard to food, what kind of food appeals to you? Which cuisine attracts you?
Ordinary old-fashioned Kerala food, which is not available anymore. My mom's cooking. Now it's all fast food. Shawarma, this and that, and burger, and this and that. It's all absolutely. Mama, when I was young, we didn't have frigidaires at that time. So the rice was kept in water. And if you keep rice in water, it stays. And that water becomes enriched. And this becomes a sort of kanji the next morning. And we used to have it with green gram and chutney and, dry fish. Dry fish with chili and everything. And this used to be a delicacy for us. There's no fridge. Okay. Ice cream, you have to make it with a machine. I saw TV for the first time when I went to Delhi for doing my Olina. That's the first time I saw TV even. In fact, I was standing on the road waiting for my cousin to come, and from the screen, I could see in a house TV. And in my curiosity, I went next to the window looking inside. I couldn't see the people inside. The people inside saw one man looking through the window. And he came out say, "Aap kya kar rahe ho?" Then I realized what I was doing. I said, sorry, I'm Dr. Abraham. I'm from Kerala. I've never seen TV before. And so when I saw that, I looked at him. I apologize. No, he said, "You come under Raja." He came in there, sat me there, gave me something to drink. And that's when I saw TV. So I think uh, this probably I might be wrong. I think my generation is the luckiest generation in the world because we saw the natural, original, unpolluted world. And now I'm 78. I just don't want to stay in this world any longer. I don't know whether you're going to heaven or hell is the earth because both have become equally bad or good.
Yes. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Doctor, how would you define a perfect day or a complete day? The day went off very well, or a day should be like this, just in one word. How would you put it in one word?
It doesn't exist.
A perfect day.
If it's a perfect day, then it's not a day.
Wow.
These are all fallacies in life. Can't be a perfect day. Then it's boring. It's artificial. Well, you might as well shut yourself in a room and say it's a perfect day.
Wow. I get
Can you tell me a perfect woman or a perfect husband or a boy? No, it's fallacy.
I put the question like this.
Hmm.
How should a day be for you? How should the day begin and end for you? Let me put it that
Just
way.
leave me alone.
I mean, solitude. You love solitude.
Oh, I love being myself, my best friend. That's why I never had problem when I was in Delhi and other places. I used to be so shy. But I used to go to Connaught Place and sit myself, and I can sit for hours together. Can you find out a better person than you to be with? But if I've got 2, 3 see, to me, the problem with me is that if I become your friend, I become your closest friend. I don't like casual friends. And sometimes that to me, if I become friendly, I become very close. And therefore, sometimes some women find it very uncomfortable because I'm very close, very affectionate, very sensitive, very caring. And they are wondering, why is he so affectionate? See, this is the world now. You cannot become affectionate because unless you have ulterior motives. So what's the point living in this world anymore? You've lost the art of making love. Making love is not just sex. Making love is being with that person so that you both perfect synergy. It's gone. I sit like my house is next door. This building is a huge building. I am the youngest son, so I get this huge building. It's very difficult to live in this room because my father's finance secretary, a lot of peons and everything. So this whole building is used as my office now. I'm sitting in my room. So I come here by 6 o'clock, 6:30. I'm reading about NLP and other things, and I get a lot of messages. Even though the mobile is full of messages now. And then by about 6 o'clock, I go to my house. I take this, put it on Netflix or something. I watch movie till 10 o'clock. I don't watch this crap called news. One England, my friend rang and said, "Nebu, is there an English news where I can know about the news in India? Because every channel I put, they're shouting at each other." I said, "That's news now. All this talks is only talks." I yearn for. You remember? I don't know whether you're young enough. You know the old Doordarshan news where you used to take the paper and read. That was news. This is not news. It is fighting and shouting at each other. Arnab Goswami, I call him the tsunami. Sorry. He spoiled news channel to me, shouting at each other. Now everybody is trying to be like him. Nabia Kumar and all those, everybody.
Yes, doctor. Thank you, doctor, for sharing your thoughts and opinions with regard to the question that I put forth to you. Sir, now I'd like to know your favorite month. Which is your favorite month, doctor?
Nothing like that again.
Your birthday?
It's not my favorite. No, not my favorite. I was born in March. I'm a Pisces. Piscean. 16th
We know the
March.
date. Maybe know the date, which date you want to wish you on your birthday.
Okay. 16th is, my mother says 16th of March. My father says 15th. So officially it's 15th, but we celebrate 16th. Then I'm a Piscean. To me, after 50, you should be very careful about age. After 60, you should not mention. After 70, don't even dare. I'm 78. No, I've decided one thing. There's nothing special or anything. Everybody's the same. My wife is Leo. Now, we are incompatible. And that's make life interesting.
Doctor, do you love sweets too? If yes, what is the sweet
Yes, I
that
am.
you love?
I love sweets because I always after food I need to have sweets. But the problem with Indian sweets is they're far too rich. But in North Indian sweet I like barfi because it's a little less sweet. I can't stand that. What is the thing they put this white thing in liquid?
Rasmalai?
Rasagula.
Rasgulla.
Water. White, sugary water. Oh, jalebis. Oh. In Kerala also we are very, and as far as sweets are concerned, now my favorite is dark chocolates. So even anybody comes here, kids, they go outside. I said, you bring me dark chocolates. My wife is saying, you are old man, you're asking these kids to bring. I said, I have no problem. You bring me dark chocolates. Wow, that's the sweet of mine. Ice cream, okay. I like chocolate mousse, but I don't like ice cream as such. I don't like very sweet food. We belong to Kerala. We use spice. Now I don't take spicy food at all. I used to be a beef lover before, but now I don't take beef. Little bit of chicken, fish, maybe. But I prefer vegetarian because it's safe. I've got some medical problems. I've got something called hiatus hernia. So I have to take there's a lot of acid regurgitation. I take anti-cancer drug for my arthritis. So spare parts of our model is very difficult to get. We are the ambassadors for you are the Ferraris.
Doctor, can you just tell us the favorite sweet that is available in Kerala? Which is the most favorite one? I mean, the most famous one. If I
Oh,
could.
don't ask me. I'm useless for these things. Kerala sweet, I have no idea. I have no idea. Honestly, see, this way, don't ask me any of all these questions because I have no idea. Kerala sweet, what is Kerala sweet?
Yes, doctor, I get
I have
that.
no idea.
Doctor,
Hmm.
now, are you a good cook as well?
No. When I used to go to England, what I used to do is I used to buy all the Indian powder, cooking powder, put it on
Spices?
spices, cooking powders, and you get in small containers, put it on one side, take chicken, put it in water. When it boils, I take 1 spoon from each of these tins and put it inside. I have no idea what it is. It tastes nice. If I
Awesome.
make omelette, it ends up being scrambled, so I only make scrambled eggs.
I could relate to that very well. I could relate to that because I've also been in that journey where you shared just now with regard to preparing chicken and even the omelette.
One
And
advantage I had with my friends were some of my friends like cooking, but they don't like washing. I don't mind washing. I love washing. So they used to invite me to all their dinners because I get up early in the morning and I wash all the dishes. So their wives are very happy with me. I get up at 5 o'clock and I wash all the pots and pans and keep it ready. But now when the dishwasher came, I lost my job. Stopped getting invited for parties.
I get that. I could relate and resonate with you because even I hate cooking, but I love washing the utensils and keeping it clean.
So that's an advantage. Friends will call you for dinner.
Yes, doctor.
Uh.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to share from my side as well. Now, have you spent money on any article? Did you buy something and then regretted buying it? Oh, why did I buy it? It's of no use.
Lot of things. I used to spend a lot of money on buying things which I thought was good, and so half of my income I spoiled buying things which I never used. So now I don't have money, so that doesn't happen. So if you ever come across, I always wonder, these politicians, they are always giving 2 crores and 20 crores to the people. I said, at least the only crow I know is that blackbird. So sometimes one of my dream is that sometimes one guy is running away with a lot of this money. He being caught by people, so he threw all the money into my compound and went away. Not happened yet. I still keep looking. Somebody has dropped some money in the way. So if you get a lot of money and you don't know where to put it, come to Kerala, give it to me. I promise you I will not waste it. I'll use it to help other people.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. One last question and a request. The last question is, what is the most precious gift that you've received till date?
You ask me all questions. I don't know. My life, I think. Yeah, my life. My mom's love.
That's one. That's nice.
I don't think anybody loved me. I don't even think my mom loved me, but that's probably love in those days. I've got girls before I got married who genuinely loved me, but I was too shy. I have disappointed a lot of girls because I was so shy that they got fed up. Even all Indians, there's one girl who used to be crazy after me because I was always very well behaved and very timid and nice. And she came from Bombay. She had never seen a human being like me. She was crazy. I told her, I can't marry you because you have to come to Kerala and you won't survive. And she was upset. She went and had an affair with my friend, despite me.
Yes, doctor. Yes. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much for your time. I really had, a good chance to talk to you, to get to know you as a person, because you're a brilliant person. The way you share things and the way you put across all those beautiful, important topics which we discussed. It could be NLP, it could be as a life coach, how you've been able to manage to make people understand, to love themselves, to take care of themselves with regard to their mind. When you are in control of your mind, when you begin to love yourself, when you begin to love solitude and understand the importance of you being on this universe. It's all very nice. You've taken us down memory lane with your mom as to how your mom took you up during that thunder time. I could visualize that picture of your mom holding you and spending some time till the thundering stopped and the rain stopped. I could visualize all of that. And you also mentioned about the crow, about the two birds in your garden. You also said about the crores of rupees that the politicians spend and all of that, and somebody just dropping it into your, compound. All of that really made a lot of sense, lots of humor, but a lot of truth. You shared everything very genuinely. I really had a good time, and I would love you to share your time in future as well on the International Fab Talks. We like people like this who are very honest and genuine, who'd love to share and empower people in the right way.
Okay, you keep
and
in
you
touch.
spoke on forgiveness as well, in a very nice way. That's very nice, doctor. Thank you very much. I would really wish the younger generation, the middle-aged or senior citizens, connect with you with regard to NLP, because you've given us a clear concept as to what it is. You want to empower them. You want them to master their own, be the master of their own lives. You want them to be their life coach for themselves. In the initial starting stage, you've shared that you want to empower them in the right way, not to commercialize it. So I really like the way you put all of that. Looking forward to many more interactions. Towards the end, to sum up the session, we'd like you to share 3 powerful words. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you, any 3 words, positive words, as a gift to the International Fab Talks. Already you've gifted us with a lot of your wisdom.
I
and
don't have such words like this,
any 3
This
words
is
which
what is
come to your
different.
mind. Any 3 words.
Love others. That's it.
One
Just
is
love
love.
others.
One is love. 2 more,
Yeah.
please.
Care and believe in yourself.
Wonderful. Love, care, and believe in yourself. These are the 3 magical words. Love, care, and belief. These are the 3 magical words. It's a great gift for us. Usually we put in a little request to all the celebrities and guests to end the session with 3 powerful words. So you've already given that to us, sir. Thank you very much. Looking forward to many more interactions.
Thank you.
Stay blessed. I'm really happy to have connected with you. I had a wonderful experience with you. God bless.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. My dear friends, with this we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. I had a wonderful time. I learned a lot about life. What is life actually? We've learned it through the lens of Dr.A. Abraham. He has joined us all the way from Trivandrum. He has shared the various experiences, his thoughts and views with regard to various topics we discussed today. We'd like you to transform your life in the right way. Be in control of your mind and your life. If you'd like to connect with our celebrity and guest, we will share his contact details in the description when we share this video link. Till then, stay safe and stay blessed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video. Share this video with the right kind of people such that they be inspired. Stay safe. Thank you, sir.